horses are now on foot. You shall see as I have said. Great difference betwixt ours, Bohemia, and yours, Sicilia.
Oh, I think this coming summer the King of Sicilia means to pay Bohemia the visitation which he justly owes him.
Where in our entertainment show, Seamus, we will be justified in our loves. For indeed,
beseech you.
Verily, I speak it in the freedom of my knowledge. We cannot, with such magnificence, in so rare, I know not what to say. We will give you sleepy drinks, that your senses, unintelligent of our insufficiency, may, though they cannot praise us, as little accuse us.
You pay a great deal too dear for what's given freely.
Believe me, I speak as my understanding instructs me, and as mine honesty puts it to utterance.
Cecilia cannot show himself overkind to Bohemia. They were trained together in their childhoods, and there rooted betwixt them then such an affection which cannot choose but branch now. Since their more mature dignities and royal necessities made separation of their society, their encounters, though not personal, have been royally attorneyed with interchange of gifts, letters, loving embassies, that they have seemed to be together though absent, shook hands as over a vast, and embraced as it were from the ends of opposed winds. The heavens continue their loves.
I think there is not in the world either malice or matter to alter it. You have an unspeakable comfort of your young Prince Mamilius. It is a gentleman of the greatest promise that ever came into my note.
I very well agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child, one that indeed physics the subject, makes old hearts fresh. They that went on crutches ere he was born desire yet their life to see him a man.
But they all speak intent to die.
Yes, if there were no other excuse why they should desire to live.
If the king had no son, they would desire to live on crutches till he had one.
9 changes of the watery star has been the shepherd's note since we have left our throne without a burden. Time as long again would be filled up, my brother, with our thanks, and yet we should for perpetuity go hence in debt. And therefore, like a cipher, yet standing in rich place, I multiply with one we thank you, many thousands more that go before it.
Stay your thanks a while, and pay them when you part.
Sir, that's tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears of what may chance or breed upon our absence. What may blow no sneaping winds at home to make us say, this is put forth too truly. Besides, I have stayed to tire your royalty.
We are tougher, brother, than you can put us through.
No longer stay.
One sennight longer.
Very sooth tomorrow.
We'll part the time between us then, and in that I'll no gainsaying.
Press me not, beseech you so. There is no tongue that moves, none in the world so soon as yours could win me. So it should now, were there necessity in your request, although it were needful I denied it. My affairs do even drag me homeward, which to hinder were in your love a whip to me. My stay to you charge and trouble, to save both. Farewell, our brother.
Tongue-tied, our queen, speak you.
I had thought, sir, to have held my peace until you had drawn oaths from him not to stay. You, sir, charge him too coldly. Tell him you're sure all in Bohemia's well. This satisfaction the bygone day proclaim. Say this to him, he's beat from his best war.
Well said, Hermione.
To tell he longs to see his son were strong. But let him say so then, and let him go. But let him swear so, and he shall not stay. We'll thwack him hence with distaff. If of your royal presence I'll adventure the bar of a week, when at Bohemia you take my lord, I'll give him my commission to let him there a month behind the jest for fixed for his party. Yet good deed, Leontes, I love thee not to jar the clock behind what lady she, her lord. You'll stay?
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not. Verily.
Verily? You put me off with limber vows, but I, though you should seek to unsphere the stars with oaths, should yet say, sir, no going. Verily, you shall not go. A lady's verily is as potent as a lord's. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not like a guest. So you shall pay your fees when you depart and save your thanks. How say you, my prisoner or my guest? By your dread, verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest, then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which is for me less easy to commit than you to punish.
Not your jailer, then, but your kind hostess. Come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks and yours when you were boys. You were pretty lordings then?
We were, fair queen, 2 lads that thought there was no more behind but such a day tomorrow as today, and to be boy eternal.
Was not my lord the verier wag of the two?
We were as twinned lambs that did frisk in the sun and bleat the one at the other. What we changed was innocence for innocence. We knew not the doctrine of ill-doing, nor dreamed that any did. Had we pursued that life, and our weak spirits ne'er been higher reared with stronger blood, we would have answered to heaven boldly, not guilty. The imposition cleared hereditary ours.
By this we gather you have tripped since.
Oh, my most sacred lady, temptations have since then been born to us. For in those unfledged days was my wife a girl. Your precious self had then not crossed the eyes of my young playfellow.
Grace to boot. Of this make no conclusion, lest you say your queen and I are devils. Yet go on. The offenses we have made you do will answer. If you first sin with us, and that with us you did continue fault, and that you slip not with any but with us.
Is he won yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
My request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose.
Never?
Never but once.
What? Have I twice said well? When was it before? I prithee tell me. Crowns with praise and makes as fat as tame things. One good deed, dying tongueless, slaughters 1,000, waiting upon that. Our praises are our wages. You may rise with one soft kiss 1,000 furlongs, ere with spur we heat an acre. But to the goal. My last good deed was to entreat his stay. What was my first? It has an elder sister, or I mistake you. Oh, would her name were Grace. But once before I spoke to the purpose. When? Nay, let me have it. I long.
Why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death, ere I could make thee open thy white hand and clasp thyself my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
'Tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one forever earned a royal husband, the other for some while a friend.
Too hot! Too hot! To mingle friendship far is mingling bloods. I have tremor cordis on me. My heart dances, but not for joy. Not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, to rival liberty from heartiness, from bounty, fertile bosom, and well become the agent. 'Tmay I grant. But to be paddling palms and pinching fingers as now they are, and making practice smiles as in a looking glass, and then to sigh as 'twere the more to the dear. Oh, that is entertainment my bosom likes not, nor my brows. Emilius, art thou my boy?
Aye, my good lord.
Effect. Why, that's my barcock. What? How smush thy nose? They say it is a copy out of mine. Come, Captain. We must be neat. Not neat, but cleanly, Captain. And yet the spear, the heifer, and the calf are all called neat. Still virgining upon his palm? Now you want your calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
Thou wants a rough path in the shoots that I have to be full like me. And yet they say we are almost as like as eggs. Women say so, that will say anything. But were they false as ore dyed blacks, as wind, as waters, false as dice are to be wished by one that fixes no bourne twixt his and mine. Yet we're true to say this boy were like me. Come, Sir Page, look on me with your welkin eye. Sweet villain, most dearest, my Colin. Can I dance? May it be. Affection, thy intention stabs the censor. Thou dost make possible things not so held, communicates with dreams. How can this be? With what's unreal thou coactive art, and fellowst nothing. Then 'tis very credence, thou mayst cojoin with something, and thou dost. And that beyond commission, and I find it. And that the infection of my brains and hardening of my brows. What means Cecilia?
These something seems unsettled.
How, my lord? What cheer? How is it with you, best brother?
You look as if you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
No, in good earnest. How sometimes nature will betray its folly, its tenderness, and make itself a pastime to harder bosoms. Looking on the lines of my boy's face,
Methought I did recoil 23 years, and saw myself unbreeched, and my green velvet coat, my dagger muzzled, lest it should fight its master, and so prove, as ornaments ought to, too dangerous. How like methought I then was to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman. Mine honest friend, will you take eggs for money?
No, my lord, I'll fight.
You will? Why, happy man, be his soul. My brother, are you so fond of your young prince, as we do seem to be about?
If at home, sir, he's all my exercise, my mirth, my matter. Now my sworn friend, then mine enemy. My parasite, my soldier, statesman all. He makes a July's day short as December, and with his varying childness cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands this squire office with me. We two will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Hermione, how thou lovest us, show in our brother's welcome. Let what is dear in Sicily be cheap. Next to thyself and my young rover, he's a parent to my heart.
If you would seek us, we are yours in the garden. Shall it tend you there?
To your own fence dispose you. You'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I am angling now, though you perceive me not, how I give line. Go to! Go to! How she holds up the neb, the bill to him, and arms her with the boldness of a wife to her allowing husband. Gone already. Inch thick, knee deep, o'er head and ears, a forked one. Go, play, boy, play. Thy mother plays, and I play too. But so disgraced a part whose issue will hiss me to my grave. Contempt and clamor will be my knell. Go, play, boy, play. There have been, or I am much deceived, cuckolds ere now. And many a man there is, even at the present, now, whilst I speak this, holds his wife by the arm, that little thinks she has been sluiced in his absence, and his pond fished by his next neighbor, by Sir Smile, his neighbor. Nay, there's comfort in it, whilst other men have gates, and their gates opened, as mine, against their will. Should all despair that have revolted wives, the tenth of mankind would hang themselves. Physic forth there's none. It is a body planet, and will strike where 'tis predominant. And 'tis powerful, think it, from east, west, north, and south. Be it concluded, no barricado for a belly. Know it, it will let in and out the enemy with bag and baggage. Many thousands on us have the disease, and feel it not. How now, boy?
I like you, they say.
Why, that's some comfort. What? Camillo there?
Aye, my good lord.
Go play, Mamilius. Thou art an honest man. Camillo, this great sir will yet stay longer.
You had much ado to make his anchor hold. When you cast out, it still came home.
Didst notice?
He would not stay at your petitions. Made his business more material.
Didst perceive it? They're here with me already, whispering, rounding. Cecilia is a... so forth. 'Tis far gone when I shall gust at last. How came it, Camillo, that he did stay?
At the good queen's entreaty.
At the queen's be it. Good should be pertinent, but so it is not. Was this taken by any understanding taste but thine? For thy conceit is soaking, will draw in more than the common blocks. Not noted is it, but of the finer natures, by some severals of headpiece extraordinary, lower messes, perchance to this business, purblind. Say!
Business, my lord? I think most understand Bohemia stays here longer.
Ha!
Stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy the entreaties of your mistress. Satisfy. Let that suffice. I have trusted thee, Camillo, with all the nearest things to my heart. As well my chamber councils, wherein priest-like thou hast cleansed my bosom. I from thee departed thy penitent performed. But we have been deceived in thy integrity, deceived in that which seems so.
Be it forbid, my lord.
To bide upon it, thou art not honest. Or, if thou inclinest that way, thou art a coward which hawks his honesty behind, restraining from course required. Or else thou must be counted a servant grafted in my serious trust, and therein negligent. Or else a fool that sees the game played home, the rich stake drawn, and takes it all for jest.
My gracious lord, I may be negligent, foolish, and fearful, And every one of these no man is free, but that his negligence, his folly, fear, among the infinite doings of the world, sometimes puts forth. In your affairs, my lord, if ever I were willful negligent, it was my folly. If industriously I played the fool, it was my negligence not weighing well the end. If ever fearful to do a thing, where I the issue doubted, whereof the execution did cry out against the non-performance, 'twas a fear which oft infects the wisest. These, my lord, are such allowed infirmities that honesty is never free of. But beseech your grace, be plainer with me, let me know my trespass by its own visage. If I then deny it, 'tis none of mine.
Have you not seen, Camillo? But that's passed out, you have, or your eyeglass is thicker than a cuckold's horn. A herd, for to a vision so apparent, rumor cannot be mute. Or thought, for cogitation resides not in the man that does not think my wife is slippery. If thou wilt confess, or else be impudently negative to have nor eyes, nor ears, nor thought, then say my wife's a hobby horse, deserves a name as rank as any flax wench that puts two before her troth plight. Say it and justify it.
I would not be a stander by to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so, without my present vengeance taken. True, my heart, you never spoke or did become you less than this, which to reiterate were sin as deep as that, though true.
Is whispering nothing? Is leaning cheek to cheek? Is meeting noses? Kissing with inside lip? Stopping the career of laughter with a sigh? A note infallible of breaking honesty? Horsing foot on foot? Skulking in corners, wishing clocks more swift, hours, minutes, noon, midnight, and all eyes blind with the pen and web, but theirs only, that would unseen be wicked. Is this nothing? Why then, the world and all that's in it's nothing. The covering sky, nothing. Bohemia, nothing. My wife is nothing. Or nothing have these nothings if this be nothing.
Good my lord, be cured of this diseased opinion, and betimes which is most dangerous.
Say it be 'tis true.
No, no, my lord.
It is. You lie. You lie. I say thou liest, Camillo, and I hate thee. Pronounce thee a gross lout, a mindless slave, or else a hovering temporizer that canst with thine eyes at once see good and evil, inclining to them both. Were my wife's liver infected as her life, she would not live the running of one glass.
Who does infect her?
Why, he that wears her like her medal hanging about his neck, Bohemia, who, if I had servants true about me, that bear eyes to see alike mine honor as their profits, their own particular thrift, they would do that which should undo more doing. I and thou, his cupbearer, whom I from meaner form have benched and reared to worship, who may see plainly as heaven sees earth and earth sees heaven how I am galled. Thou mightst bespice a cup to give mine enemy a lasting wink, which draught to me were cordial.
Sir, my lord, I could do this, and that with no rash potion, but with a lingering dram that should not work maliciously like poison. But I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress so sovereignly being honorable. I had loved...
Make that thy question and go rot. Dost think I am so muddy, so unsettled to appoint myself in this vexation? Sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, which to preserve is sleep, which being spotted is goats, thorns, nettles, tails of wasps. Give scandal to the blood of the prince, my son, who I do think is mine and love as mine, without right moving to it. Would I do this? Could man so blench?
I must believe you, sir. I do, and will fetch off Bohemia for it, provided that when he's removed, your highness will take again your queen as yours at first, even for your son's sake, and thereby foresealing the injury of tongues and courts and kingdoms known and allied to yours.
Thou dost advise me, even so as I mine own course have set down. I'll give no blemish to her honor, none.
My lord, go then, and with a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia and with your queen. I am his cupbearer. If from me he have wholesome beverage, account me not your servant.
This is all. Do it, and thou hast the one half of my heart. Do it not, thou splitst thine own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I will seem friendly as thou hast advised me.
Oh, miserable lady! But for me, what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes, and my ground to do it is the obedience to a master One who in rebellion with himself will have all that are his so too. To do this deed, promotion follows. If I could find example of thousands that had struck anointed kings and flourished after, I'd not do it. And since nor brass, nor stone, nor parchment bears not one, let villainy itself forswear it. I must forsake the court. To do it or no is certain to me a breakneck. Happy star reign now, here comes Bohemia.
This is strange. Methinks my favor here begins to warp. Not to speak. Oh, good day, Camillo.
Hail, most royal sir.
What is the news in the court?
None rare, my lord.
The king hath on him such a countenance as he had lost some province, a region loved as he loves himself. Even now I met him with customary compliment when he, wafting his eyes to the contrary and falling a lip of much contempt, speaks from me, and so leaves me to consider what is breeding that changes thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
How? Dare not? Do not? Do you know and dare not be intelligent to me? 'Tis thereabouts, for to yourself what you do know you must and cannot say you dare not. Good Camillo, your changed complexions are to me a mirror, which shows me mine changed too, for I must be a party in this alteration, finding myself thus altered with it.
There is a sickness which puts some of us in distemper, but I cannot name the disease, and it is caught of you that yet are well.
How caught of me? Make me not sighted like the basilisk. I have looked on thousands who have sped the better by my regard, but killed none so. Camillo, as you are certainly a gentleman, bear too clerk-like experience, which no less adorns our gentry than our parents' noble name, in whose success we are gentle. I beseech you, if you know aught which does behoove my knowledge thereof to be informed, imprison it not in ignorant concealment.
I may not answer.
A sickness caught of me, and yet I well. I must be answered. Dost thou hear, Camillo? I conjure thee by all the parts of man, which honor does acknowledge, whereof the least is not this suit of mine, that thou declare what incidency thou dost guess of harm is creeping toward me. How far off? How near? Which way to be prevented it to be, if not how best to bear it?
Sir, I will tell you, since I am charged in honor and by him that I think honorable. Therefore mark my counsel, which must be even as swiftly followed as I mean to utter it, or both yourself and me cry lost, and so good night.
On, good Camillo.
I am appointed him to murder you.
By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He thinks, nay, with all confidence, he swears, as he'd seen it to have been an instrument to vice you to it, that you have touched his queen forbiddenly.
Then my best blood be turned to an infected jelly, and my name be yoked with his that did betray the best. But turn then my freshest reputation to a savor, that may strike the dullest nostril where I arrive, and my approach be shunned, nay, hated too, worse than the greatest infection that e'er was heard or read.
Swear his thought over by each particular star in heaven, and by all their influences. You may as well forbid the sea for to obey the moon, as or by oath remove or counsel shake the fabric of his folly, whose foundation is piled upon his faith and will continue the standing of his body.
How should this grow?
I know not, but I am sure 'tis safer to avoid what's grown than question how 'tis born. If, therefore, you dare trust my honesty that lies enclosed in this trunk, which you shall bear away in pond, away tonight. Your followers I will whisper to the business, and will by twos and threes at several posterns clear them of the city. For myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honor of my parents I have uttered truth, which if you seek to prove I dare not stand by, nor shall you be safer than one condemned by the king's own mouth, thereon his execution sworn.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. Give me thy hand. Be pilot to me, and thy places shall still neighbor mine. My ships are ready, and my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. This jealousy is for a precious creature. As she is rare, must it be great. And as his person's mighty, must it be violent. And as he does conceive, he is dishonored by a man which ever professed to him. Why, his revenges must in that be made more bitter. Fear o'ershades me. Good expedition be my friend, and comfort the gracious queen, part of his theme, but nothing of his ill-taken suspicion. Come, Camillo. I'll respect thee as a father if thou bearest my life off hence. Let us avoid.
It is in mine authority to command the keys of all the posterns. Please your highness to take the urgent hour. Come, sir, away.
Take the boy here. He so troubles me, 'tis past enduring. Come, my gracious lord. Or shall I be your playfellow?
No, I'll none of you.
Why, my sweet lord?
You'll kiss me hard and speak to me as if I were a baby still. I love you better.
Why so, my lord?
Not for because your brows are blacker, yet black brows, they say, become some women better, so that there be some hair there, but in the summer, or half moon made with a pen.
Who taught this?
I learned it out of women's faces. Right now, what color are your eyebrows?
Blue, my lord.
Nay, that's a mock. I have seen a lady's nose and had them blue, but not her eyebrows.
Pardon ye. The queen, your mother, rounds apace. We shall present our services to a fine new prince one of these days, and then you'd wanton with us, if we would have you. She has turned of late into a goodly bulk. Good time encounter her. What wisdom stirs amongst you? Come, sir, now I am for you again. Pray you sit by us and tell the tale.
Merry or sad shall it be?
As merry as you will.
A sad tale, best for winter. I have one. Sprites and goblins.
Let's have that, good sir. Come on, sit down. Come on and do your best to frighten me with your sprites. You're powerful at it.
There was a man, blink.
Come sit down, then on.
12-5 churchyard. I will tell it softly. Yon cricket shall not hear it.
Come on, then, and give it me in mine ear.
He met them. His train, Camilla with him.
Behind the tufted pines I met them. Never saw men scour so on their way. I eyed them even to their ships.
How blessed am I in my just censure, in my true opinion. Alack, for lesser knowledge. How accursed at being so blessed. There may be in the cup a spider steeped, and one may drink, depart, and yet partake no venom, for his knowledge is not infected. But if one present the abhorred ingredient to his eye, make known how he hath drunk, he cracks his gorge, his sides in violent heft. I have drunk and seen the spider. Camilla was his help in this, his pander. There is a plot against my life, my crown. All's true that is mistrusted. That false villain whom I employed was pre-employed by him. He hath discovered my design, and I remain a pinched thing. Yea, a very trick for them to play at will. How came the postern so easily opened?
By his great authority, which often hath no less prevailed than so on your command.
I know it too well. Give me the boy! I'm glad you did not nurse him. Though he does bear some signs of me, yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this, squire?
Bear the boy hence! He shall not come about her. Away with him, and let her sport herself with that she's big with. For 'tis Polixenes has made these swell busts.
I'll say he had not, and I'll be sworn you would believe my saying, howe'er you lean to the nayward.
You, my lords, look on her, mark her well. Be but about to say she is a goodly lady, and the justice of your hearts will thereto add, 'tis pity she's not honest, honorable. Praise her but for this, her without door for, which on my faith deserves high speech. And straight the shrug, the hum or ha, these petty brands that calumny doth use. Oh, I am out. That mercy does, for calumny will steer virtue itself. These shrugs, these hums and ha's, when you have said she's goodly, come between her, you could say she's honest. But be it known from him that has most cause to grieve it should be, she's an adulteress.
Should a villain say so, the most replenished villain in the world, he were as much more villain. You, my lord, do but mistake.
You have mistook, my lady, Polixenes for Leontes. O thou thing, which I'll not call a creature of thy place, this barbarism making me the president, should a like language used to all degrees, and mannerly distinguishment leave out betwixt the prince and beggar. I have said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom? More, she's a traitor, and Camilla was a federary with her, and one that knows what she should shame to know herself, but with her most vile principle, that she's a bed swerver, even as bad as those vulgars give boldest titles. I am privy to this their late escape.
No, by my life, privy to none of this. How will this grieve you when you shall come to clear knowledge you thus have published me? Gentle, my lord, you scarce can write me truly then to say you did mistake.
No. If I mistake in those foundations which I build upon, the censor is not big enough to bear a schoolboy's top. Away with her to prison! No. He that shall speak for is a far off guilty, but that he speak!
There's some ill planet reigns. I must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good, my lord, I am not prone to weeping as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain do pretend shall dry your pities. I have that honorable grief lodged here, which burns worse than tears drown. Beseech you all, my lord, the thoughts so qualified as your charities shall best instruct you. Measure me, till the king's will be performed.
Shall I be heard?
Who is it that goes with me? Beseech your highness my women may be with me, for you see my plight requires it. Do not weep, good fools, there is no cause. When you shall know your mistress has deserved prison, then abound in tears as I come out. This action I now go on is for my better grace. Adieu, my lord. I never wish to see you sorry. Now I trust I shall. My women, come, you have leave.
Go, do our bidding, hence! Beseech your highness, call the queen again. Be certain what you do, sir, lest your justice prove violence, in the which three great ones suffer: yourself, your queen, your son. For her, my lord, I dare my life lay down, and will do it, sir. Please you to accept it that the queen is spotless in the eyes of heaven and to you. I mean in this which you accuse her. If it proves she's otherwise, I'll keep my stables where I lodge my wife. I'll go in couples with her. Then when I feel and see her, no farther trust her. For every inch of woman in the world, aye, every dram of woman's flesh is false if she be.
Hold your pieces!
Good my lord! It is for you we speak, not for ourselves. You are abused, and by some put her on that will be damned for it. Would I knew the villain, I would land damn him. Be she honor flawed. I have 3 daughters. The eldest is 11, the second and the third 9, and some 5. If this prove true, they'll pay for it. By mine honor, I'll gild them all. 14 they shall not see to bring false generations. They are co-heirs, and I had rather live myself than they should not produce fair issue.
Cease! No more! You smell this business with a sense as cold as is a dead man's nose. But I do see it and feel it, as you feel doing thus!
And see with all the instruments that feel. If it be so, we need no grave to bury honesty. There's not a grain of it to face the sweeten of the whole dungy earth.
What? Lack of credit?
I had rather you did lack than I, my lord, upon this ground. And more, it would content me to have her honor true than your suspicion, be blamed for it how you might.
Why, what need we commune with you of this? But rather follow our forceful instigation. Our prerogative calls not your counsels, but our natural goodness imparts this, which if you, or stupefied or seeming so in skill, cannot or will not relish a truth like us, inform yourselves, we need no more of your advice. The matter, the loss, the gain, the ordering on it, is all properly ours.
And I wish, my liege, you had only in your silent judgment tried it without more overture.
How could that be? Either thou art most ignorant by age, or thou wert born a fool. Camillo's flight added to their familiarity, which was as gross as ever touched conjecture, that lacked sight only, not for approbation, but only seeing. All other circumstances made up to the deed doth push on this proceeding. Yet, for a greater confirmation, for in an act of this importance 'twere most piteous to be wild, I have dispatched in post to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion, whom you know of stuff sufficiency. Now from the oracle they will bring all, whose spiritual counsel shall stop or spur me. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied, and need no more than what I know, yet shall the oracle give rest to the minds of others, such as he, whose ignorant credulity will not come up to the truth. So have we thought it good from our free purse that she should be confined, lest that the treachery of the 2 fled hence be left her to perform. Come, follow us. We are to speak in public, for this business will raise us all.
To laughter, as I take it, if the good truth were known.
The keeper of the prison called to him. Let him have knowledge who I am. Good lady, no court in Europe is too good for thee. What dost thou then in prison? Now, good sir, you know me, do you not?
For a worthy lady and one whom much I honor.
I pray you then, conduct me to the queen.
I may not, madam. To the contrary have I expressed command.
Here's to do, to lock up honesty and honor from the access of gentle visitors. Is it lawful, pray you, to see her women? Any of them. Emilia.
So please you, madam, I shall bring Emilia forth.
I pray you call her.
And, madam, I must be present at your conference.
Well, be it so. Prithee. Here's such a do as makes no stain, a stain as passes coloring. Dear gentlewoman, how fares our gracious lady?
As well as one so great and so forlorn may hold together, on her frights and griefs, which never tender lady has borne greater, she is something before her time delivered.
A boy?
A daughter, and a goodly babe, lusty and like to live. The queen receives much comfort in it, says, "My poor prisoner, I am innocent as you."
I dare be sworn. These dangerous, unsafe loons in the king beshrew them. He must be told on it. And he shall. The office becomes a woman best. I'll take it upon me. If I prove honey-mouthed, let my tongue blister and never to my red-looked anger play the trumpet anymore. Pray you, Emilia, commend my best obedience to the queen. If she dares trust me with her little babe, I'll show it the king and undertake to be her advocate to the loudest. We do not know how he may soften at the sight of the child. The silence often of pure innocence persuades where speaking fails.
Most worthy madam, your honor and your goodness is so evident that your free undertaking cannot miss a thriving issue. There is no lady living so meet for this great errand. Please your ladyship to visit the next room. I'll presently acquaint the queen of your most noble offer, who but today hammered at this design, but durst not tempt a minister of honor, lest she should be denied.
Tell her, Emilia, I'll use that tongue I have. If wit flow from it as boldness from my bosom, let it not be doubted, I shall do good.
Now be you blessed for it. All to the queen. Please you, come something nearer.
Madam, please the queen to send the babe. I know not what I shall incur to pass it, having no warrant.
Do not fear it, sir. The child was a prisoner to the womb, and is by law and process of great nature thence freed and enfranchised, not the party of the anger of the king, nor guilty of, if any be, the trespass of the queen.
I do believe it.
Do not fear it, sir. Upon mine honor, I will stand betwixt you and danger.
More pain. No rest. It is but weakness to bear the matter thus. Mere weakness. If the cause were not in being, part of the cause, she, the adulteress, for the harlot king is quite beyond mine arm, out of the blanket level of my brain, plot proof. But she, I can't hope to me. Say that she were gone, given to the fire, a moiety of my rest might come to me again. Who's there?
My lord,
How does the boy?
he took good rest tonight. 'Tis hoped his sickness is discharged.
To see his nobleness. Conceiving the dishonor of his mother, he straight declined, drooped, took it deeply, fastened and fixed the shame on it in himself, threw off his spirit, his appetite, his sleep, in downright language. Leave me slowly. Go see how he fares. Fie, no thought of him. The very thought of my revenges that way recoil upon me. In himself too mighty, and in his parties, his alliance. Let him be until a time may serve. For present vengeance, take it on her. Camillo and Polixenes laugh at me, make their pastime at my sorrow. They should not laugh if I could reach them, nor shall she within my power.
You must not enter.
Nay, rather, good my lord, be second to me. Fear you his tyrannous passion, more or less than the queen's life? A gracious, innocent soul, more free than he is jealous.
That's enough.
Madam, he hath not slept tonight. Commanded none should come at him.
Not so hard, I come to bring him sleep. 'Tis such as you that creep like shadows by him and sigh, and each his needless heaving, such as you nourish the cause of his awaking. I do come with words as medicinal as true, honest as either, to purge him of that humor that presses him from sleep.
What noise there? Ho!
No noise, my lord, but needful conference. About some gossip for your highness.
How? Away with that audacious lady. Antigonus, I charge thee not to let her come about me. I knew she would.
I told her so, my lord. On your displeasure's peril and on mine, she should not visit you.
What? Canst not rule her?
From all dishonesty he can. But in this, unless he take the course that you have done, commit me for committing honor. Trust it, he shall not rule me.
Lie you now, you hear. When she will take the rein, I let her run. But she'll not stumble.
Good, my lord, I come. And I beseech you hear me who professes myself your loyal servant, your physician, your most obedient counselor, yet that dares less appear so in comforting your evils than such as most seem yours. I say, I come from your good queen.
Good queen?
Good queen, my lord, good queen. I say good queen, and would by combat make her good. So were I a man, the worse about you.
Force her hand!
Let him that makes but trifles of his eyes first hand me. On mine own accord I'll love, but first I'll do mine errand. The good queen, for she is good, hath brought you forth a daughter. Here it is, commend it to your blessing.
Out! A mankind witch! Hence with her out of doors! A most intelligency bar!
Not so. I am as ignorant in that as you in so entitling me. And no less honest than you are mad, which is enough, I'll warrant, as this world goes, to pass for honest.
Traitors, will you not push her out? Give her the bastard! Thou dotard, thou art woman-tired, unroosted by thy dame partlet here. Take up the bastard! Take it up, I say! Get to thy crone!
Forever unvenerable be thy hands if thou takest up the princess by that forced baseness which he has put upon it.
He dreads his wife.
Oh, I would you did, then 'twere past all doubt you'd call your children yours.
A nest of traitors!
I am none by this good light.